Hey there, pirates. Welcome aboard the Anime No Me channel. All right, let's get straight to the point because things are serious now. Serious in a way that only One Piece can be. Let's talk about Blackbeard stealing Imu-Sama's devil fruit and taking control of the world government. And this isn't an exaggeration, because the more we watch what's happening in the manga, the more it starts to make sense that Teach is gearing up for something way bigger than just being Pirate King. Maybe, and I'm just thinking out loud here, his plan has always been bigger. Maybe he doesn't even want to be Pirate King in the same way Luffy does. Who knows, right? Maybe his real goal is to become the supreme figure of the world, the one who owns it all, the commander of the world government. And when you combine that with the existence of Imu, that ominous look from the empty throne, and the monster trident in chapter 1150, we start to get some pretty strong hints that this theory makes sense. So, let's dive in, no beating around the bush, and start connecting the dots Oda's been giving us for a while now. From the start, we've known that Blackbeard has a strange obsession with devil fruits. Not only that, but he also has a strange connection to darkness. I think chapter 440, where he says his dream never ends, already gives us the feeling that he's not just a greedy pirate. He's someone building a precise, calculated plan. And then we remember that he already did the most insane thing in the series up to that point. He stole Whitebeard's fruit, the Yami Yami no Mi, and then the Gura Gura no Mi. How? We still don't know. But Marco himself says in chapter 957 that Blackbeard's body has something strange. Maybe this something is the key to allowing him to absorb other abilities. Maybe he has more than one soul. Maybe he's kind of like Joy Boy, but on the opposite side of the scale. The cover of volume 25 even shows 3 skulls on his flag. The idea of a triple personality keeps coming up. Then, when we get to the Reverie chapters, and later Mary Joycey, especially when Imu first appears in chapter 908, holding those posters of Vivi, Luffy, and Shirahoshi, it's already clear that this guy isn't just some regular human. There's something strange, dark, almost demonic about him. Maybe he hasn't aged since the Void Century. Maybe his body is the perfect vessel to contain the power of a mythical, legendary, maybe even unique devil fruit. And then you start thinking, if Imu really has a fruit of that caliber, and the more recent chapters, like 1150 with the Domi Reversi, where he turns giants into demonic creatures, pretty much confirm this, then that fruit is the perfect target for Blackbeard. Because Teach has always been like that. He goes after things that no one else dares to. Now, think with me here. Blackbeard showed up attacking Pirate Island Hachinosu, then made a move against Law, then against Garp, and now he's involved with Egghead through his crew. The weirdest part is that he hasn't directly attacked Mary Joyce yet. To me, that means he's waiting for the right moment. He knows that going head-to-head with Imu and the Gorosei isn't for the faint of heart. But now that the revolutionaries are moving and blocking supply lines to Mary Joyce, now that the Marines are busy with Egghead, and now that the Yonko are each dealing with their own issues, maybe now is the perfect time for Teach to strike. And if he really has a way to extract Imu's fruit, just like he did with Whitebeard, that would change everything, because think about it. Imu is probably the oldest living being in the world, if you can even call him alive. In chapter 1085, when Cobra uncovers the secret of the D, he dies, or rather, loses his life, right after, with Imu present. This could suggest that Imu not only knows the secret of the D, but also has some deep connection to Joy Boy, the ancient kingdoms, and the erased history. If Blackbeard takes this for himself, he wouldn't just gain physical power, he'd gain knowledge. And in One Piece, knowledge is worth more than haki. The fruit that Imu holds seems to allow him to control demonic beings, modify bodies, and distort wills. In chapter 1150, he literally transforms giants into demons with wings and fangs. That, combined with the giant trident and the magical book he uses, looks a lot like a demonic pact, maybe even with some greater entity, or something equivalent to the very concept of the devil of devil fruits. And then we remember Teach's line in chapter 577, that's the true nature of the Akuma no Mi. Maybe he already knows what Imu represents. Maybe he's always known there's someone behind the fruits. Maybe his goal from the start was to take all that power for himself. If Blackbeard can steal that fruit, he'd become not only the most dangerous pirate, but the ruler of the world, with the power to manipulate wills, resurrect beings from the shadows, like the nightmare monsters Imu uses. He could control entire kingdoms, puppet armies, even reanimate the admirals themselves. And remember that moment in chapter 925 when he talks about the Marine HQ moving? He was already eyeing things behind the scenes. Maybe he's just waiting for the power vacuum to open the door to Mary Joyce. And the craziest part is that this theory fits with Blackbeard's own past. In the SBS of the volume 63, Oda shows that he was a kid who never slept. Maybe, just maybe, he was affected by a demonic power since he was young. Maybe he was one of the first to receive the echo of Imu. Maybe that's why he developed this obsession with devil fruits. And if we think of the darkness of the Yami no Mi as a gateway to that other plane, to the realm of nightmares, where Imu seems to rule, like we see in chapter 1150, then Teach is literally in the only position where he can pull that power to himself. His darkness can absorb everything, even a higher entity. And that's where things start to get sinister. Because if Blackbeard really invades Mary Joyce and uses the darkness of the Yami no Mi to extract Imu's fruit, we'll see something that's never happened before. The world's greatest enemy being someone no one predicted. Not the Gorosei, not the Revolutionary Army, not even the Yonko. Maybe not even Vegapunk, with all his knowledge, knows what Blackbeard really wants. And think about this. If Imu really is an entity that's lived for centuries because of this fruit, some kind of immortal tied to demonic contracts, then Blackbeard wouldn't just be stealing a devil fruit, he'd be taking the place of the devil himself. He would become the new Imu, the new ruler of the world. And then only Luffy would be able to restore order, because only he has no desire to govern. Only he has the pure will to free others. But before that, Teach needs to get there, and that's where the perfect timing comes in. Chapter 10:59 showed that Blackbeard was on the move, going after Boa Hancock because of the Miro no Mi. In other words, he wants more devil fruits with control powers. Now that the revolutionaries are putting pressure on the world, the CP0 is having problems, and the Gorosei are neck-deep in Elbaf with the demon giants, maybe Mary Joyce is more vulnerable than ever. The attack could happen at any moment, and if Blackbeard shows up, he won't be giving speeches. He'll be sucking, he'll absorb, he'll erase. To me, all of this has been planted slowly, carefully, by Oda. From the moment Teach killed, or rather caused the death of, Thatch to take the Yami no Mi, Oda showed that Blackbeard has no limits, that he knows how to wait, and that he always goes where no one else will. And now, maybe he's ready to make the final strike. Maybe he's going to become the new Imu, the new invisible emperor, and only the final D can stop him. At the end of the day, if we follow this line of thought, Blackbeard's journey stops being just that of a greedy villain and starts to look more like that of a quiet strategist, someone moving in the shadows with a plan for global domination. Literally, Oda has always shown that Teach is different, that he understands something about the world that no one else seems to see. And now, with everything that's going on in the manga, the movement of the revolutionaries, the reveal of Imu, the secrets of the lost century, and the chaos around the world, the stage is set for something we've never seen before. If Blackbeard is really aiming for Imu, and if he has the means to steal this legendary devil fruit, then the true climax of One Piece might not be just the battle for the One Piece itself, but a fight for the fate of the world. A battle between absolute darkness and total freedom. Between someone who wants to control everything and someone who just wants to see everyone free. In this context, Luffy represents freedom. Blackbeard, control, Imu, the secret, and the D is the key that connects them all. And maybe, just maybe, the true Pirate King isn't the one who claims the treasure, but the one who conquers history itself. After all, as Teach himself said, people's dreams, they never end. Maybe his dream is bigger than we ever imagined. And if that's really the case, the rest of the manga is going to be incredible. That was today's content. We hope you liked it and want to share your opinion on the subject. Don't forget to share the video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and stay amazing.